Good morning, everybody. I am coming to you from my kitchen. My kitchen's a little bit messy back there, but so I am Lee Michelle Johnson, and I am a Christian author, speaker, wife, and mother. And I am going to come on here. I'm going to try to come on here daily. And I really want to come to you guys from a truthful and honest place. I never want to be plastic or boring or fake. I really like to be truthful and honest here. So I'm going to try to do that for you guys and be here for you. And what we're going to be doing is we are going to be reviewing my book and kind of going through it a little bit. I wrote a book called Finding Christ Through Social Media, and the book is right here. So I'm just going to be kind of reviewing that daily here and kind of taking you guys, walking you through it. I started this journey 2 years ago. I decided, I just felt like I heard God's voice speaking over me, and I felt like he was saying, hey, it's your time. It's time to share my name. And so I gave my life over to God in that moment. And then God told me to write. So I worked on writing every day with him. And so the book kind of goes through that. It ends up being a daily devotional about, I was very much a spiritual person. I would not label myself Christian. I think I was scared of that title because there's a lot of expectations around that, having that title to your name. And so I started it as a very spiritual journey. It really does take you through that walk. It starts from spiritual one, and then it goes to a Christian one very soon into the book. So I started spiritual, and it's like I have to really comb through and get to who God really was. I didn't know him very well. I didn't know who he was. And God quickly revealed to me who God is. And God is found through Jesus Christ. And that's my story. And that's how I became a Christian. And it's all in this book. It's amazing how God took me through that journey, and you can actually see the changes. And in the changes, you see me combing through all the lies that Satan has webbed. He's webbed so many lies that they're so thick, and we have to get through them. And the book really takes people through that. So today I'm going to start with the first page of my journey. I don't want to share the introduction because I'd really like you guys to buy the book and read the introduction, because it's really, it's just really explains a lot about the journey and how God took me through it and everything. So I'm going to leave the introduction for you guys to read, but I'm going to start with day one of my journey. So basically it is a daily devotional, and it starts on day one of me giving my life over to God. At this point, I didn't know who God was, so I gave my life to God. And I'm still kind of in the spiritual realm, so I'm trying to dig through some of that stuff in the book. And I talk to God daily. And it ended up being through the Bible is where I found him, where I discovered who he was. And I really share about that. So the first day of my journey, and I just want to, if you guys want to join me on this, goodness gracious, I would love for you guys to share these videos. I'd also love if you guys would join in the conversation below. If you have questions or you have your own personal testimony about God, share it. I just would love to see some of those testimonies and see what you guys got going on yourselves. So day one, it says, show love, not anger. It's so easy for our fleshy selves to get frustrated and show anger and curse like sailors and just, we boil up in our energy, and we just want to be like throwing F-bombs. But we really have to work to take that fleshy self away and think about how God would want us to act. And that is when we have to be still in the moment, and we have to walk, just learning to walk with him. We learn how to take that down and calm ourselves and act the way he wants us to. So how I do these, I'll show you the book, but this is day 1 of the journey. And I just want to take you through these, because when I gave my life over to God, it was a daily thing that you have to submit yourself daily. It's getting to know him every day, each and every day, spending time with him through prayer, in being in the Bible, and really thinking on things. So I always like to start my day with a simple Bible verse. I'm a very busy mom, and this is what I like to do for my ministry, is I like to minister to all people, but I definitely identify with the mamas out there. I'm very busy, so it was easier for me, instead of thinking about the entire Bible, because that's a huge elephant. And how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? That's the saying. So we need to take it little by little, we take these chunks out of it. And this is what was healing and helping for me to really start to learn who our God is. So day 1, I started with 1 Peter 4:8, for example. And it says, "And above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover a multitude of sins." So what I would do is I would kind of really think about this simple Bible verse. And then for example, I would look at, I defined fervent, and having or displaying a passionate intensity. And then charity is obviously like giving and helping. So in that Bible verse, God is really trying to share with us that it's very important to us to be passionate about giving and loving and sharing with people. So then I take people through, and this is day 1 again, then I take people a little bit through my day, and it's just a simple testimony. And this is kind of a moment when you can feel out my testimony. And this one, for example, this day, it was my first day walking with God, and it didn't go right. It was a mess from the get-go. You know, you'd think if you give your life over to God, like the angels come out of the sky, and you got harps, and people are singing praise and worship. But it's not. It's real life. And so the very first day I woke up, and my kids are being unruly, and then my husband, he called me. He's like, "Honey, I locked my keys in the car," and I was just like, oh my gosh, this day is ruined. And then I remembered, oh wait, I'm walking with God now. Let's do something charitable. Let's do something really great with this day. And so instead of getting angry with my fleshy self and angry with my husband for locking his keys in the car and ruining my precious day because I had to drive very far and get stuck in traffic, rather than that, I decided to, just take it as a time that we could be in the car and listen to some K-Love and say some prayers. And then once we got there, I left my husband his favorite CDs case on a seat with a note that said, it was a sweet note. If I was going to my fleshy self, I would have been like, here, I got your keys out. But I was really working to be more, have fervent passion and be charitable towards my husband and gifting and loving. And it really ended up making my day very precious in the Lord. I left him a sweet note, and just those things will cover a multiple of sins, but it'll also just make us feel closer to God when we are more charitable. So you can see kind of how I relate the Bible verse into my day as a testimony. And then what it goes into is a challenge. So this day I said, do something extra special for a loved one today. Fill their heart, and then your heart too shall be filled. So today, that's exactly what I want you guys to do. I want you to do something very special for a friend, a loved one. Do something charitable. Give them a gift, or pick up their favorite beverage from Walgreens, or just write them a simple note on a sticky note and stick it on their car window. Do something really great for some people today, someone that you care about. And yeah, so that's what I would like to do today, or going forward each day. I just kind of want to hop on here and go through these, my book a little bit. It's called Finding Christ Through Social Media. I actually included it's in Barnes & Noble stores, and so I actually included the links so you can just click on that and get the book. And then if you want to daily hop on here on my website, I don't know what time I'm going to be on here, just because, like I said, I'm a busy mom, and I think it works better with my schedule just to hop on here when I can. For example, my daughter's upstairs playing very nicely, actually. And I'm surprised she hasn't come down here screaming. I asked her to give me a moment. So, and my son's in kindergarten. And so I just kind of want to get on here when I can for you guys. And I want you guys to be a part of this. I really want you to join me in following Christ, and join me and have conversations down there, and, share how God's just talking to you and resting on your heart. And yeah, and then I will kind of review my book daily and go over those simple Bible verses with a little bit of a testimony and challenge each day. Okay, I'm going to get going, but thanks so much for watching, and please, please, please feel free to ask any questions, share a little bit of your testimony below, and say hi. Tell me where you're from. I'd love to hear from you guys. Okay, thanks so much. Lee Michelle signing out.